Let's see what it's like starting out as a new player in Mount and Blade 2 Bannerlord. Now the game's been out for quite a while now. It's just had its first kind of expansion, DLC, whatever, announced, called War Sales. So I thought it'd be good to see what it's like starting out in this as a new player now before that gets released. Now this has got a solid base game, at its core it's a lot of fun. I know some people were a bit upset with, the speed at which the devs have been developing the game over the years. But for me, I've always enjoyed the game. And just like the original game, there are a hell of a lot of mods available for this. Just check out the Steam Workshop and there'll be something there you like, honestly. It's just crazy the amount of mods and the amount of work people put into this game. But today, we're just going to look at the base game. What it's like to start out as a new player. Of course, what you have to do first is create your character. You need to select a culture to start with. Now, the cultures are kind of loosely based on real world cultures, but kind of put through a fantasy filter. Now, the cultures give different bonuses depending on which one you choose, and they'll also have a negative as well. So just take a look at them, see which one you prefer, just go with that. I'm going to go with Sturgians here. No idea if I'm pronouncing that right, but yeah, they're kind of like Vikings. Then you get to set up your character and how he looks. There's a ton of customization here, so you can spend hours in here if you want. I'll just quickly select a few different random ones and go with that. And then you move on to like kind of creating a little backstory thing for your character. You choose how your character developed through his life, and that kind of provides you with starting skills and starting equipment. Again, take your time with this, see what it does, create a character that you think you're going to enjoy playing. I don't think there's any right or wrong thing to do. I mean, your skills in game kind of level up while you use them anyway, so this is just more like a little starting boost. And each stage of your character's kind of life, you get to choose a different option until you get to the very end. And here you can set up the difficulty. I'm just going to leave it on just easy or very easy for now, just to show what the game's like. But yeah, you can play around with this as much as you like and make it as hard or easy as you want. Now, when you first start the game, it does put you into the tutorial area, but I've kind of skipped that because it's very basic. You get to choose your family name, and then you actually get to choose and you design a banner for your family as well. Now, the family and clan and kingdom side of things is more endgame than anything else. If you're playing the story of the game, you've kind of got to work your way up to it anyway, and it'll give you little quests to do along the way. But it's all about getting stronger and stronger, having a bigger and bigger army, being able to recruit other kind of followers, and then they can have an army that fight for you, and so on. You can join other nations, or you can basically create your own. This is the world view. I guess this is what you'll see most of the time. If you zoom out here, you can see all the different kingdoms and the cities that they manage. Each of these here are one of the big towns. You get small little castles, and then you get villages as well. And each of the villages here, you see they've got like a little icon next to their name. It's the kind of resource that they produce. You can also recruit people from the villages as well, and sometimes the villages will have quests for you to do. Here we have your character stats and skills. You get extra skill points every time you level up. You'll get 1 point to spend in one of your main attributes on the left-hand side. And then you get a point to spend in one of your skills. Now this allows you to kind of unlock more sub-skills as you go along. To unlock the sub-skills, you just got to use that skill. And then we have the quest window. It'll give you a breakdown of, your current quests you've got to do and what you need to do to complete them. And if you've got any time remaining on the quests as well. And next we've got the inventory window. So your inventory is on the right hand side, your character in the center on what gear he has equipped at the moment, and your horse is on kind of like the bottom part of that screen as well. On the left hand side, is where you would see equipment you've dropped or if you're looting anyone after a battle. Here is your basic clan overview. Obviously it's just me at the moment. I got no companions or anything else. I don't own any property or anything like that. So yeah, let's just crack on and just see if I can get any troops. Now you can recruit troops in towns like this. If you just click on recruit troops, you start with 1,000. So you can, you put a little decent army together, 6 guys. Don't cost you too much. But you got to watch out now because they'll start using food. So it's good to buy a few extra bits of food as well. On the bottom right of the screen, you got your gold, you got your influence, your health, how big your army is, how much food you got, how long it'll last, and then you got your morale as well for your army. Let's take a quick look at one of the main towns as well before we get into combat. On the left-hand side, you've got a menu system you can use to go to different parts of the town. In the tavern, you can usually recruit mercenaries, and there's sometimes you can recruit basically companions that'll come along and fight with you, like this guy.
What is your name, stranger?
And you just talk to him, you get a bit of info about him, and then you offer him to come join you. Usually cost a bit of money. The first one doesn't cost much, but it's up to you if you want to take one with you. They can level up like you do. You can equip gear on them like you're going to equip gear on yourself. You can assign them to command different units in the army when you go into battle. Many other things later in the game. And they'll have different types of traits as well. Some are negative, some are positive, and they'll just unlock different kind of game experiences with them. And as you can see here, you got the gear they have equipped as well. Now, sometimes they'll have better gear than you, so you can just, swap their stuff around and get yourself a little boost in equipment at the start. It actually took me quite some to fight and some looters to fight here. Usually they're around where you spawn, but I could not find any at all. So let's just have a look what the battles are like in the game. The game does have a day-night system. It can get pretty dark at times, so I brightened it up a tiny bit for the video. Hopefully we can see a bit better. As default, you get 3 different troop types. You get the infantry, cavalry, and archers, and you can control them individually when you start out. Give them different orders, move them to different places, tell them to attack or defend. You can also set different formations as well. Yeah, when you level up a bit, you actually get to create your own kind of custom units at the start of the battle. Like you can put like all swordsmen into it or spearmen into it. Whatever you want, really. It's quite flexible. And then you get to kind of place where they are on the map before the battle starts. Yeah, I held my guys back here and then attacked at kind of the last minute. There's a few different tactics you can use to try and win a fight. But I'm going to lose, well, my men are going to die here because there's just so many of these enemy looters. But lucky I'm on a horse, so it gives me a bit of an advantage here. I can just, well, it's a slow horse, but still a bit of an advantage. You can go in, you can hit people, and usually take them out with one hit if you hit them right. Sometimes a couple of hits. And most of these guys don't have weapons to hit me with, though a couple of them do have pitchforks. So you've got to be careful with charging people with pike weapons. Remember as well, I do have this on quite an easy difficulty level. If you were playing on kind of medium or harder, you probably wouldn't be able to do this as easy. You'd definitely have to be a bit more careful. I eventually managed to kill them, just take a bit of time. But then you get to kind of check out what loot they kind of drop. Now, they don't drop much. And these guys were very basic, so they've only got very basic gear. But it's still worth checking just in case there is anything better that you can use, as well as your companion as well. So always check your companion to see if there's anything, that you can swap out. And as you can see, my companion, I had a few things I could swap out with. And then as well as some gloves for myself. And all the armor bits, they add a bit to it, they all have their own protections and stuff like that. So the better gear you can put on, the better protected you'll be. So jumped ahead a bit here, just wanted to show another fight before I end the video. This one I've leveled up enough to have the formations, so I can create, different troop formations at the start of the battle and place them how I want. Now, this fight I am going to lose, but I just wanted to show what it's like when you die. What usually happens anyway. And as you can see here, looking in the distance, there's a lot more of them, and they've got a lot more mounted troops than I have. So this is not going to go well, but we'll just do it anyway. But yeah, let's just charge them, see what they're like, see what units they got. I'll try and shoot a few arrows at them, but my archery skill sucks at the moment. And yeah, what you'll see in the kind of the easier difficulty levels is they'll kind of stop and won't attack you. They'll form a few formations like shield walls and stuff, and maybe try and shoot you with arrows, but you've got to kind of tempt the cavalry and other units into attacking you like this. And geez, they took me out really fast. Now, your units will continue to fight when you're dead, but their morale has taken a big hit, so they won't last very long. Usually, anyway. But yeah, you'll probably see these guys, they'll probably collapse pretty damn fast. Actually, they took that pretty well. Yeah, I'm surprised at that, but we'll see now. I'm sure they won't last much longer. I've got some archers and javelin guys, but yeah, they don't last long. And they're not going to get any kills, and they're definitely not going to win this. It didn't take long for them to finish them off, really. And as you can see, there's still a load of them left. We didn't actually kill any of them, so yeah, not good. Anyway, what usually happens is they'll catch you, and they'll keep you until they can ransom you off. But this time I managed to escape straight away. I've had it happen a few times, but not so fast. Yeah, it basically leaves you with no, well, they take a bit of your money, I think, and then obviously all your troops are dead as well. So dying is not a good thing, because, yeah, you basically have to start building your army back up from scratch again. And yeah, that's a basic look at Mount and Blade 2 Bannerlord. Now, there's so much more to this game, but the video would go on for hours and hours. We don't want to do that. But yeah, I really enjoy this game myself. And especially when you get into the mod scene, there's just so much there to get into. And of course, they got the new DLC coming soon. So that's definitely going to be worth looking at as well. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to see more like this, please just like and subscribe to the channel. I'll be releasing a couple of videos each week, just going over games that are in my Steam library. Thanks again, and see you in the next video.